Media is a means of mass communication regarded collectively, and regardless of its types, print, broadcast, digital, outdoor, it always has a meaning and a purpose behind. That is to say, whenever we see an image or a message produced, there is always a targeted audience for which this message is meant for, and there is always a decision behind this content or message, actually. And in this sense, it's really important to understand that there is no neutral discourse in media, like the main language we use. In this sense, also, it's important to understand that not always consumers apply critical thinking while digesting this or that media content. It is a platform that produces social messages, roles, norms, values, even attitudes. But at the same time, it's not only a platform that shows all this package, but at the same time, it uses all these messages and images, values, and norms for certain purposes. And here, by certain purposes, I also mean that very often it also manipulates the created content and the message. And it might be even dangerous if a consumer or the audience doesn't view the media content from a critical lens. But as we have already said, not always all the consumers express the same level of critical thinking while viewing or digesting this or that content. And in this sense, it becomes very important to view and understand what we have, what media in media today, or what media content we have today. Well, from gender perspective, we need to say and confess that media is full of gender stereotypes, lots of cases and examples of gender discrimination and gender discourses, all in all. And the problematic thing here is the high rate of consumerism of this content, and as I've already mentioned, lack of critical thinking, or not always being able to apply critical thinking toward the media content. And also the third, last but not least, that not always we have this condemning or refusal attitude toward this gender negative stereotypes or even violence. As an expert or as a simple audience or as a civil society person, one needs to understand the following questions from gender perspective while viewing any kind of media content. Let it be soap opera, advertisement, anything. For example, the first question that we need to pay attention is how the images of men and women are portrayed, how femininity and masculinity are presented and performed through media. What is the relationship between a woman and a man? Do we witness gender-based violence pieces in media? And what is the attitude of the characters within this piece? And whether it is condemning or even encouraging. One of the most problematic things is that very often we see even welcoming and encouraging messages for any kind of violence, and particularly gender violence. And in this sense, as an activist or a civil society representative, we need to understand not only the gender issues and what gender discourses exist in media, but also to become gender responsive and use actually media platform as a tool to find this very gender stereotypes and gender discrimination inequalities, trying to use different media platforms through social campaigns, through blogs or blog articles, for example.